Yo, what's up everyone? Sunday evening about 7:30, BMS here, that's me. Just got done cooking. So I'm gonna, those of you who are friends of mine via Facebook or Instagram, especially Facebook, excuse me, saw that I relaunched a business page that I had started a couple years ago. It was on the kind of back burner. Lots of stuff kind of went on the past couple years of life. Didn't have a chance to kind of focus on it. Now I feel like it's time to kind of revisit that and see where it goes from there. Those who know me know that I have been a fitness junkie for over 10 years. Those of you who know my story, I don't have to explain it to you again, but those who don't, head on over to my business page, Brian Michael Savari's Better Bodies. Click on About Us, and it gives you guys a brief bio of who I am and a brief story about myself as far as fitness goes. So again, I've been on the ketogenic intake now for, I believe it's almost 7 months. I was a little skeptical at first. Actually, I was very much skeptical. And the reason I say that is because everybody was talking about this diet. It seemed like the world was talking about this diet. And I am kind of weird about things. Well, a lot of things. But one thing I'm kind of weird about is if there's something or someone that everybody's talking about, the newest craze, I can't stand it. I can't stand it at all. So I've been into bodybuilding for about 10 years. Never been really big, but I've learned how to condition myself. And I loved using fitness as a catalyst to get myself over just several hurdles that I always had kind of growing up in my teenage years, in my 20s. That was a way for me to kind of break through and break through the barriers of a bunch of different things that were hang-ups for me for years. That stuff's not really important. But I've been into this sport or this lifestyle for quite some time now. So a friend of mine kind of turned me on to keto, I don't know, probably in midsummer, and like I said, I was very much like, I want nothing to do with that. I'm good. I know how to eat. I'm good to go. But I was very ignorant, and I didn't want to, explore something for the reasons I previously stated. But I was just burnt out on the intake that I had, and then that was basically just fueling from glucose, for years. Just lots of complex carbohydrates were my fuel, and I ate a crap ton of them. I had to eat every couple hours, and if I didn't, I turned into an arrogant, ornery bastard. And some people may say I'm still like that, which I may be, but it was crazy. When I was in the heart of my training, I couldn't even take a day trip because I had to bring food with me and enough water throughout the day. I'm serious. It was crazy. It was nuts. So that was my life for a while, and I got burnt out on it after a couple years. Actually, I suffered a bad shoulder injury, and I had no choice but to not work out. And I went through just a big time in my life where I had to kind of rethink a lot of things and adjust several different things in my life, and I kind of downshifted a bit. And it's around that time, beginning of last summer, or this past summer, where I actually read into what keto was, studied it, did the research for a couple weeks, and I heard good stories about it. So I decided to give it a try. Now, I could never eat the things before that I can eat now. I couldn't have bacon before. I couldn't have a lot of red meat before, and only egg whites, and I couldn't have butter and things of that nature on my previous intake because there was a lot of fat in it, and that wasn't my source of fuel. My source of fuel was carbohydrates, which gets turned into glucose in your system, which your body fuels off of. So rather than to kind of ease into it, when you take a body that is fueled from glucose and carbohydrates for so many years, it's good to ease into keto. It's good to ease into fueling from fats and to get your body to get the glucose out of its system to where it can begin to fuel from fats. It's good to just kind of tiptoe in, maybe take some carbs out, put some fat in for a couple weeks, a month, and basically change that ratio to get yourself to that point. Not me. I've never done things like that. I jumped right into the deep section, and it was awful. Talk about the keto flu. I had that, and it was just god awful. I mean, I've been on cut diets before for a photo shoot or something, and no carbs and all that crazy stuff, and it was way worse than that. I felt like death. Couple days I kind of snapped out of it. I had very low on electrolytes, so I kind of got my body back in sync to where, flash forward to the present time, where it's been fueling from fats mainly for about 6 months now. Anyway, all that to say, it's a great intake. It was a bit of an adjustment for my body. Took me about a good month for the full transfer into fat burning mode, but it's been great, and I love it because I can eat things that taste really good now. And yes, there were things on the previous intake that tasted good, but this tastes really good. There's lots of red meats, and there's lots of oils, good oils, lots of great fats. It's mainly fats, guys. It's a lot of people talk different ratios, but for me, it's been like 75% fat, 20% protein, and about 5% carbohydrates. Yes, a lot of people will do keto, and they will have a daily carb allowance of maybe 25 or 30 grams. I've heard people going up to 50 grams a day. To me, kind of defeats the point, but that's just for me. I cut out carbs completely. The only carbs that I get are from vegetables, and I eat a lot of vegetables, lots of broccoli, lots of spinach, and a lot of almonds and nuts, things like there's carbs in there. So that's where I get my carbohydrates from. And you kind of have to figure it out. You kind of have to play with yourself. No, that sounded weird. You kind of have to figure out your body. It can be tricky. It can be really tricky. I recommend giving yourself a good 2, 3, 4 months, maybe even longer, to understand how your system works. If you're a freak, a fitness junkie, and you understand your body as far as food goes, it will take you not as long. So I basically knew what my body needed, how much fuel I actually needed, regardless of the fuel source. So about a couple weeks to a month, and I was fully into ketosis. I understood what it took to keep my body in there. You basically just want to take in enough fats so your body has energy throughout the day. If you take in too much fats, your body will burn that fat and not the harvested fat that you have, which is part of this nutritional intake. It's one of the benefits of it. Put your body into a state of ketosis, and it fuels from the fat that you have stored. A lot of us have stored fat for over the years. It's there, so your body will tap into that and use that for fuel, so the weight comes off. It's not just for weight loss. That's just a really good thing that happens as a result of. There's a lot of for me, I have a lot more mental clarity now. I go throughout my day, I have my vision's better, I can just think better. I sleep throughout the entire night now, and it's because I don't have any sugar in my system. Sugar meaning glucose. So it's a great nutritional intake. This is one of many videos. I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes, and it's almost 9 minutes now. So it's been great. So I spent a couple hours cooking tonight. I cooked a lot of, what the hell did I cook? Oh, ground pork. I got some ground pork. I'm a junkie when it comes to food. I'll find things that, it goes bad the next day and they mark it down 50%. Yeah, I'm weird like that. I get stuff as cheap as I can because I eat a lot of food. So I fried up some pork in that little there. I cook a lot of bacon, a lot of uncured bacon. Uncured meaning it's not cured in any kind of form of sugar. A lot of bacon has maple sugar in it, and it's high, but uncured bacon, I saved the grease. You can't really see in there. There's another one there. That's all bacon grease. You might think that's gross. You may think it's disgusting. It's good. Tastes really good. So I'll put some of that in the pan and heat it up, and then I'll fry whatever meats I have in that grease. Mainly red meats, you guys. A lot of red meats. Salmon as well. Salmon is excellent in omega-3 fatty acids, and as well as some really good fats as well. And I've been on this pork kick for the past couple months. So ground pork I'll fry up in there. I'll usually put some pepperoni or something in there as well. Today I added some sausage patties, some pork sausage patties, chopped up. I threw in there, and I slathered cheese throughout the whole thing. I made 4 containers full of that stuff. You can still have your turkeys, you can still have your chicken, but those 2 meats really aren't that high in fat content. So you can eat those, but if you do eat those, you're going to have to add some more fat to those meals, maybe a half an avocado or a bunch of almonds or things of that nature. More information to come, but this is just me kind of reaching out to see, how many people I could help, how many people will find interest in these videos at all. If not, maybe I'll try something else. But if so, comment below. Let me know how I can help. I have a lot of people. I work up at Mack Trucks. A lot of people have inquired over the past couple months. Hey, what is this? How do I do it? What are the details of this thing, and how do I make it work, and all this, that, and the other. So that's great. This is part of what I hope to achieve with the new Better Bodies Facebook page. You're more than welcome to inquire there. Shoot me a message. My phone number's on there. You can call me as well. Shoot me a text. Say, hey, I'm looking on trying this out. I have no idea where the heck to start. Can you help me out? Absolutely. It's just a good thing I have going for myself. I've never actually felt better. Just turned 40 years old a couple months ago. Best shape of my life. And it has a lot to do with this nutritional intake, as well as some other healthy lifestyle changes, but mainly the diet. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Went over 10 minutes, going on about 12 minutes now. I just finished up, as I said, my cook, and I'm going to jump in the shower, hang out on my red couch, and maybe watch a football game or a movie. But comment below, let me know what you guys think, and if you're interested in more information, let me know. We'll see where it goes. See ya.